Hey folks, this is a two-part tip on how to pack your packages so that they arrive unbroken, or the contents unbroken rather. Now, the first part of this tip is do not, and I repeat, do not put fragile on your packages. Especially those fluorescent orange stickers, because all you're doing is putting a target on your package. Now, we'd like to think we've got a perfect system. Fact is, we don't. There's humans in this system. There are machines in this system. The humans, well, they have bad days, and they may not care about their jobs. Number two is there's machinery. Conveyor belts, other sorting machines, etc. In some cases, these conveyor belts meet, and depending upon the size of your package, it can get caught and roll in the center of the two conveyors where they meet. They also get dropped a foot to 2 feet, sometimes 3 feet. Or further. They get thrown into trucks. They get thrown on the ground. They drop to the ground. Now, people just aren't perfect. Now, I'm going to tell you a couple stories to relate this to you. These are just two examples of many. The first is a friend had 3 high school Yahoo buddies who told them about how they sorted packages in the post office. They had a game they played. If it was marked fragile, they would try to make that package rattle. So they played football, keep away, etc. with those packages. Like I said, there are people that just don't care about their jobs, or need to be entertained somehow. The other is a friend of mine used to have a business selling transportation collectibles. And in that business, he shipped a lot of airline glassware. Now that's that super thin glassware that they used in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and perhaps still used in the 90s and now. But it was super thin because they tried to conserve weight on the airplanes. So that's why they used this super thin stuff. But it's really fragile. If you pack it and throw it on the ground, it'll still break just because of impact. You can pack it super well and odds are it'll get there, but it still may get broken just from jostling and such. So it has to be packed in a certain way. Anyway, he learned how to pack this stuff properly, but he was having a 10% breakage rate. Now, he wasn't putting fragile on his packages. So, in order to alleviate this 10% breakage rate, he decided to put fragile on those packages. He ended up having an 80% breakage rate. 80% of his packages arrived with the glass broken. Why the increase? Just because he put fragile on his packages. Didn't change his packing any, just put fragile on them. Yeah. Now, I had disproved the conveyor belt theory, and I've seen videos on YouTube where this was occurring. I had shipped quite some time ago a package to a client who neglected to tell me he was in an apartment. So the address looked just like a house address. So I shipped this package, and it was a coffee mug, and it went out in a square box, perfectly square box, with about 2 to 3 inches packing, keeping the mug suspended in the middle. Now, that package went out square. It arrived at his location and got shipped back to me because of this lack of the apartment number. That package arrived on my doorstep, or rather at the post office where I picked it up, round. Perfectly round. It was a ball. It was a perfect sphere. Not a corner, not an edge left on this box. It was round. The mug survived, but the box was round. Now, I hear of other horror stories from other dealers and dealers I can trust in their stories about tire tracks over packages. I had one that I consigned to another dealer, and the package arrived with a hole the size of your finger punched through the package one side to the other. Shit happens. Stuff happens. Machinery handling packages, people mishandling packages, stuff's going to get damaged. So, how do you prevent that? Well, you need to learn to pack properly. Now, I'm not going to explain how to pack properly because every item is different. It'll need different packing. But here's a rule of thumb that you should follow. If you do not feel comfortable climbing a 12-foot ladder and dropping that package onto concrete below, it is underpacked. Simple as that. Now, that's the way you packing your packages, your items for shipping to make them survive. So, anyway, that's about all. And I want you to comment below on, tell me your packing horror story. What happened to your packages in the mail? Prove to the public what is going on and what happens in the mail. Like I said, it's not the postal system's fault necessarily. It is a few rogues in the postal system. It's the machinery they use. It just happens on occasion. But if you want your stuff to survive, use the 12-foot ladder rule. Like I said, comment below as to what your horror story for shipping your packages are. And subscribe, like the video, and safe picking, folks. Take care.